नमस्कार। तो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट की 5 ग्रेटेस्ट एडवाइजेस के बारे में। उनकी पहली एडवाइस ये है कि आपका प्रॉफिट इस चीज पर डिपेंड करता है कि आप किस प्राइस पर शेयर्स खरीदते हो। मिस्टर बफेट कहते हैं कि स्टॉक मार्केट आपके लिए हर दिन नई प्राइसेस लेकर आता है। इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आपको उस प्राइस पर शेयर्स खरीदने हैं। आपका प्रॉफिट इस चीज पर डिपेंड करता है कि आप किस प्राइस पर शेयर्स खरीदते हो। तो मिस्टर बफेट फोकस करते हैं अच्छी कंपनीज पर, और वो उन्हें तब खरीदते हैं जब उनका वैल्यूएशन कम होता है।
In the stock market, you get this wonderful opportunity to deal with this crazy, psychotic partner called Mr. Market, and he does it with thousands of companies. And every day he gives you that offer, and when he's wrong, you take advantage of him. But you don't start paying attention to what he's saying to tell you whether you're right or wrong. You pay attention to him because he is there to serve you and not to instruct you.
मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट की दूसरी एडवाइस ये है, कंपनीज को सिर्फ चीप वैल्यूएशंस पर खरीदकर फायदा नहीं है। आपको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि वो बिजनेस आगे चलकर ग्रो होगा या नहीं। अगर आप किसी बिजनेस को चीप वैल्यूएशन पर खरीदते हो तो वो एक अच्छी बात है, लेकिन वो बिजनेस अगर ग्रो नहीं होता है तो आपको बहुत ही लिमिटेड प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, और अगर वो बिजनेस ज्यादा नहीं बढ़ता है तो कंपाउंडिंग से आपको ज्यादा फायदा भी नहीं मिलेगा। तो मिस्टर बफेट कहते हैं कि दोनों भी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, चीप वैल्यूएशन और बिजनेस की हाई ग्रोथ रेट।
I've made a lot of mistakes. Biggest mistake, well, not the biggest, necessarily the biggest, but buying Berkshire Hathaway itself was a mistake because Berkshire was a lousy textile business, and I bought it very cheap. I'd been taught by Ben Graham to buy things on a quantitative basis. Look around for things that are cheap, and that I was taught that, we'll say in 1949 or 50. It made a big impression on me. So I went around looking for what I call used cigar butts of stocks. And the cigar butt approach to buying stocks is that you walk down the street and you're looking around for cigar butts, and you find this on the street, this terrible looking, soggy, ugly looking cigar, one puff left in it. But you pick it up and you get your one puff. It's disgusting, you throw it away, but it's free. I mean, it's cheap. And then you look around for another soggy, one puff cigarette. Well, that's what I did for years. It's a mistake. Although you can make money doing it, but you can't make it with big money. It's so much easier just to buy wonderful businesses. So now I would rather buy a wonderful business at a fair price than a fair business at a wonderful price. But in those days, I was buying cheap stocks. And Berkshire was selling below its working capital per share. You got the plants for nothing. You got the machinery for nothing. You got the inventory and receivables at a discount. It was cheap. So I bought it. And 20 years later, I was still running a lousy business, and that money did not compound. You really want to be in a wonderful business because the time is the friend of the wonderful business. You keep compounding, it keeps doing more business, and you keep making more money. Time is the enemy of the lousy business. I could have sold Berkshire, perhaps liquidated it, and made a quick little profit, one puff. But staying with those kind of businesses is a big mistake.
मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट की तीसरी एडवाइस है कि डेट यानी कर्ज से दूर रहो। वो कहते हैं कि स्मार्ट लोग अगर किसी एक मेन रीजन से फेल होते हैं तो वो है हाई डेट। तो जिन कंपनीज पर बहुत ज्यादा डेट है और जो कंपनीज बहुत ज्यादा कर्ज में डूबी हुई है, उन्हें अवॉइड करो।
More smart people have gone broke through leverage than through any other activity. A smart person can't go broke unless they use leverage. I mean, as one of my friends says, if you're smart, you don't need it, and if you're dumb, you got no business using it. So it just doesn't make sense.
मिस्टर बफेट का अगला रूल है कंपाउंडिंग का और कैपिटल इफिशियंसी का। वो कहते हैं कि इन्वेस्टमेंट करते वक्त कंपाउंडिंग हमेशा आपके फेवर में काम करनी चाहिए, और वो दुनिया का 8th वंडर है। साथ ही वो ये भी कहते हैं कि जो भी रिटर्न्स आपको मिलते हैं उन्हें भी आप इन्वेस्ट करिए, जिससे कंपाउंडिंग इफेक्ट काफी तेजी से आपके फेवर में काम करेगा और आपको बहुत तेजी से पैसा कमा कर देगा। वो भी कुछ ऐसा ही करते हैं, एक कंपनी से मिला हुआ प्रॉफिट कुछ और कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं या फिर उसी कंपनी में रीइन्वेस्ट करते हैं।
Einstein is reputed to have said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world or something like that. And it goes back to that story you probably learned when you were in grade school where somebody did something for the king and the king said, "What can I do for you?" And he said, "Well, let's take a chessboard and put one kernel of wheat on the first square and then double it on the second and double it on the third." And the king readily agreed to it. And by the time he figured out what 2 to the 64th amounted to, he was giving away the entire kingdom. So it's a pretty simple concept, but over time it accomplishes extraordinary things.
मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट का अगला रूल ये है कि आप जिस किसी चीज में करियर करना चाहते हो तो उसमें आप उन लोगों से जुड़िए जो आपसे बेटर है और जो उन चीजों को आपसे बेहतर जानते हैं। सिमिलरली अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट वर्ल्ड में हो और अच्छे इन्वेस्टर बनना चाहते हो तो आपको बेटर इन्वेस्टर से जुड़ना चाहिए। आपको ऐसे ही लोग और ऐसे ही फ्रेंड्स से सराउंडेड होना चाहिए।
It's very important to surround yourself with people that are better than you are. You are going to move in the direction of the people you associate with. So you constantly. I've been enormously lucky in that respect. I mean, I've just had teachers and friends and a spouse that really was a better person than I was, and I had enough sense to learn from these people that life went better if you behaved better yourself.